right, so we got the Cat 3-4 now, and this is insane. A lap and a half ago, I saw Jerry kind of take off on the left-hand side, and then the group really started slowing down, and so I went ahead and went off the front too. And so as we came up on the corner in front of the Civic Center, I looked over my shoulder, and the peloton was pretty far back. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep pedaling, and I wasn't going to try and crush it or nothing, just in case I got caught or we got caught. But yeah, just kept pedaling and realized, well, maybe we got a break going on. And then sure enough, right when I caught up with Jerry, here comes Frankie. So this worked out pretty good. Just kind of fell into place. And since Frankie and I did the 4-5, man, I don't know how much gas I got left. Of course, it's hotter than heck, but we'll see what happens. It was, again, probably 97 degrees and 116 degree heat index. And so I'm not sure how long the legs are going to last, but I was feeling pretty good, and I knew Frankie had a bunch of teammates with phase back there, so I felt that he was in the break. He wanted to commit to the break, so that was pretty good. And he had gotten third place in the 4-5, so hats off to Frankie for really digging in here. He does a lot of the pulls, and he even said, like, Sonny, you got to pull later on. But trust me, you can see my heart rate is 170 right now, and I'm just like getting towed by Frankie. So we'll see when it's my turn to pull. You'll see that it's not a long, I'm not going to be pulling a lot. Jerry's got the freshest legs, Frankie has the most teammates, and I'm solo. And I kind of want to see how much those two guys are willing to work. And I'm going to try to save what I can, even though I want the break to succeed. So coming into these turns, it's good to take them wide, clip the apex, and exit wide, right? So it's just us, and my highest heart rate was actually 177 in the last race. That's the highest I've ever been. So due to the effort and due to the heat, I'm sure that's where it's at. I haven't checked to see how high it gets here. It'll be interesting though. So we're coming up here, and 3 to go. And earlier on, Jerry kind of would launch off the front, and the group would let him go, and then the group would kind of pull him back in. So then the last time, they really let him go. And so I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and follow and kind of cruise up after him and see what happens. I do hope everybody liked the course. We did change it up this year. I didn't mention it in the 4-5 video, but we are, of course, we did not go down the skate park, which is called South Park Drive, and go over the bridge. They put a bunch of traffic furniture up on the bridge. So this course felt like it was more wide open. We got this whole half-mile stretch here, and with 2 lanes. I thought it was just freaking insanely great compared to last year. We're going to pass a buddy of mine here, Pete Doyle. He doubled up, and that's Pete right there. So Pete, way to dig in, dude, and put in a strong effort. So here comes a couple additions to the break, which was awesome. You know, with 3 of us and 3 bigger guys, you know, Frankie and Jerry and I, probably around 200 plus pounds. And so here we got David Gunnarsson and Nick Taylor. and some fresh legs absolutely sparked the group. And Nick had just asked how many more laps we got, so I told him 2, and so it's time to see what happens. I am feeling a little worn out. There's no way that I'm as fresh as these guys. So again, I'm going to hang on and do what I can. I want the group to succeed, but between Nick and David, they're going to do a majority of the work, and then Frankie, he's got some strong legs too, so he's ready to pull through here and cover that gap. So we got 2 to go, and honestly, being in a break, this is the first time this whole year that I've gotten into a break where it succeeded. So I'm pumped. I'm to being 51 years old and pushing it with with Nick and David. I know they're younger. I don't know how much younger they are, but it's pretty freaking insane that I'm in this group. So I'm stoked, and I'm pumped for next year. The season's coming to an end, so ready to really crank up some off-season training and seriously push the limits next year. I threw the bottle there, and again, not sure really why. It's not a hilly course, but I was out of vitamin water, so I went ahead and just chucked it. THR is the Hampton Road cycling team. I looked them up, and a couple of the other guys that were in the 4-5 are with Jerry on the Hampton Road cycling. So Nick is saying that everybody's got to pull, otherwise we're going to get caught, and he's absolutely correct. And again, guys, trust me, I'm doing what I can to hang on and try and help the effort. And the heat definitely gets to you. What are we in? Almost an hour and a half for me racing. Jerry, I'm not sure you're waving to somebody, and I think that's awesome. You got some fans out there, but we got a lap to go, bro. So I think here is where David says, "Come on, dude, just pull to the corner." And so yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to get everybody to this corner. Still holding 25 miles an hour. 27, and then I'm gonna slow down and let the other guys pick it up this false flat. And the whole key with a breakaway, of course, is to work as a unit. Yeah, it's gonna, we're all out there one-on-one for the finish, but right here, I was like, well, am I going to cover that gap or is Jerry? So I went ahead and let Jerry cover and hopefully pull us back up. And I'm like, well, I better go because it didn't look like Jerry was really going to push it. So there's my vegan cyclist sprint, and that's what NorCal Cycling does. He says that anytime you dip your head in the camera, that's the vegan cyclist sprint. But yeah, I'm trying to get as arrow as I can, and then I went ahead and tell Jerry, I'm like, come on, Jerry, you know, pull through. So he pulls through, and Frankie told me later on that, yeah, Frankie kind of knew that it was going to be them between the 1, 2, and 3. And Jerry, I need you to come wide here, and then we'll dip in, dude. You know, taking the corner tight. We're losing momentum here. You can see the gap open up, and then you got to stand up to try and catch. Whereas if we had gone around wider, we would have carried more speed, and then possibly, and the same thing here, take it wide and keep it wide on the exit, and we would have more momentum. But now, you know, there's a big gap, and I'm kind of looking over my shoulder, and I noticed the camera was tilted upward here, and I'm wondering where the peloton is. So I got to dig a little bit. I'm freaking spent, and wait till you see Kelly Benefit guy come flying by me. So thank God I had enough juice to kind of get to the line. Watch this. And then the rest of the peloton coming through. So they weren't far behind. Guys, thanks so much for coming out. Sick race. Love the breakaway, and looking forward to the next time. So, Seagull Cyclist, we're out.